Welcome to the Everything Embodiment podcast, where I will help you find peace, understanding, and love all within your human body, enhancing your mind-body connection through the exploration of vast ideas, concepts, and modalities, discussions all meant to propel you along your own unique spiritual journey. I'm your host, Amber Miller. Welcome back to another week of Everything Embodiment. I'm your host, Amber Miller. I am so excited for this week's episode. I wanted to show what an intuitive guidance session with me can look like. And I am so grateful to do that today with my friend, Lindsay Matucci. Before we get to that, if you are interested in one of these sessions, you can head to my website. I'm currently transitioning to my new website, everythingembodiment.com. You can head there and you will get routed to emeraldoakenergy.com, my previous website. So while I am in the process of the transition, you can go to either website and you will get routed to the right place. Check out my offerings and you'll find it there and you'll be able to self-schedule. I hope everyone is doing okay. Mars went retrograde in Cancer this week, and I believe it will be there January 6th through April 17th. Just some very generic warnings to navigate this transit. Watch out for emotional overreactions, conflicts at home, difficulty taking action, physical energy depletion, revisiting old emotional wounds. Mars can bring up unresolved issues from the past. And with its Cancer influence, it can be tied to emotional security, maternal figures, or even childhood experiences. It is a time to heal, but not a time to dwell. Watch out for passive aggressiveness. So to really positively navigate this transit, just practice emotional awareness, set your boundaries. If you're able, avoid making major decisions, focus on your self-care, and revisit the past gently. This is a transit that invites emotional growth and healing, even if it feels slow or uncomfortable at times. By working with its energy, you can emerge with a stronger connection to your inner self and emotional foundations. I am not an astrologer, but I do like to be aware of what's going on astrologically just to kind of navigate my day-to-day. And I will say I have noticed just a general agitation in the air. So thought it would be helpful to do some astrological housekeeping before we get started. Moving on, let's get into today's episode with my friend Lindsay. Again, I wanted to show how a session can look. These are all intuitive and spirit-led, so no session is going to look exactly like another. But here's what came up for Lindsay. So with that, I wanted to welcome Lindsay Matucci. She is our guest today, and I am so grateful she volunteered for a session that I could record and share with all of you. So Lindsay, please say hello.
Hello. I'm excited to do this.
Yay, I am too. I have no idea how this is gonna look. I have all my tools. I have everything here, so I am set, and I'm just gonna go with where this takes us. It's the new year, and everyone is working on their manifestations, and I have talked about it a lot on the podcast, on my social media, that I have been working to uncover and release subconscious blocks that are holding me back from manifesting the things that I am seeking. So I wanted to try that on a volunteer. So thank you again. Lindsay, please share what's going on with you.
Oh, what's going on with me? I guess, it's like just got off of the Christmas break dealing with a toddler 24/7. She's not
Yes.
sleeping, so that was fun.
The kids are the best. Going through
Yeah,
progression is
yeah.
even
Also got
better.
sick, during the holiday, probably like everybody else's kids did too. So it's been a little tricky there, but I lost my job in September and have been looking for a new career path. Not even like a new career path, but more like digging in and like, what do I want to do? Do I want to stay in this path? Do I want to be in a different career path? Like, I
Okay.
want to make sure I don't get myself in the situation that I was just a year ago, because that
So
was a
you're, if I'm understanding right, you're in this position right now where you're able to really question, are you fulfilled with the work that you're doing. And you're
Mhm.
kind of at a crossroads. You can keep doing what you've been doing, or you've been given this opportunity of reflection to see if maybe you're called to something else. Is that what?
Yeah, yeah. And I guess like through it all, just a lot of thinking, but I don't really have a lot of clear direction on what I want to do at this point. It's like I used to have everything in my life like figured out, put together, have a path, and now, especially after losing my job, which I've never had happen before, it really just kind of rocked everything.
Yeah, I understand that.
So yeah, it's been
Okay.
challenging.
Well, let's see what comes up for you today.
Sounds good.
Okay, so before we started recording, we did a brief grounding meditation. And with that, we're going to just go right into the session. So we're going to explore her Akashic Records and see what comes up, what is going on, if there's anything subconscious that wants to come to the surface, or let's see if there's any fears. Okay, immediately they're showing you, or they're showing me like the epitome of freedom, and you do have the paintbrush in your hand. And what I'm seeing is you're like almost like running, and I see like a wave of like rainbow colors coming from this paintbrush. So I'm definitely feeling that you really do get fulfillment from creating.
Mhm.
So they showed me that. And then it went to imagery of you, all the color is gone. Your shoulders are slumped over and you're holding like a handful of like probably like 6 or 7 paintbrushes, and you're just looking, I'm getting like stifled, blocked. I'm hearing those kind of words. So I'm assuming, if I'm understanding the imagery correct, as can you take that that's how your career has felt? Like it started like as this freedom and expression and somehow evolved into this like stifling, limiting situation.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
Okay. So I see you looking at your canvas and your paintbrushes, and it's like you're going to paint, but you can't paint. Like there's no paint on your paintbrushes. And it's like, really, I'm feeling emotional. I'm feeling like really sad watching this. So I do believe that this getting let go is absolutely for a reason. It was not a good fit. You were not creative. And I just don't feel like you had any control. So let's see, where do we go from here? Show me the energy between Lindsay Matucci's current situation and her job hunt. I immediately am seeing you like hit your head on the like keyboard of a laptop. So you're feeling frustrated. What in your are you familiar with your human design? What's your not self theme?
My not self theme, frustration.
Okay. Okay, cool. Um, love that. Okay. So you're feeling very frustrated with this job hunt, which I
Yep,
get it.
that's a word
Um,
for
okay.
it.
How can Lindsay raise the energy? How can she step out of frustration and get back to joy? Because her not self theme is frustration. She's frustrated. How can we get to joy? I'm having this imagery. I'm gonna need a minute to understand it, but I saw like angel wings come out of your back and then the word freedom. So freedom, 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 freedom. You're in a, okay, so you mentioned you have a kid, you've got your husband.
Mhm.
Okay, I feel like you already also told me off the recording. In your human design, it came up that you needed the freedom, right?
Yes,
Okay.
having freedom in my job is key.
Okay, so that I'm getting that too. And that's what I think the angel wings were showing, is just this like real freedom. Okay, how can we get to that freedom? What does Lindsay know? What does Lindsay need to know to get to that feeling of freedom? Okay. On your, you have your, I saw you look up when I asked you that frustration question. Do you have your human design chart right there?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Do you see the arrows at the top?
Yes.
Okay, so I think it's the bottom right. Does it go to the left or to the right? Do you know what kind of manifestor you are, if you're specific or non-specific?
Well, the strategy is to respond. Is that
What
part?
is, oh, okay, that's helpful. But when you on your chart, do you see at the top, is there four arrows?
Yeah.
The bottom right arrow, which way is it going?
Okay. So it is going to the right.
Okay, that would be a non-specific manifestor or an abstract manifestor. So
Okay.
you need to be open to different possibilities. You need to focus on the feeling more than the specific thing. So some people, when they manifest, they need to get crystal clear. That's not you.
Hmm.
It's almost like instead of knowing, like, I want a salad, you just know you want to eat. Okay. So, like, some people are like, I want this chef salad and this dressing and blah, 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 these ingredients. You just need to know, like, I want to eat and I need a menu. Okay. So, I would need you to, I think, to vibrationally, like, pull yourself higher out of this frustration. When it comes to your job and you envisioning getting this job, focus more on the feelings of freedom and, like, the happiness, the joy. Focus more on the feelings than the specific job itself. Now, when I asked about how can we move this job hunt, I had an image of you, like, focused on the computer, like searching. Um,
Sounds like you have a camera in my house. That's yeah, when it's
I'm
I
hearing have fun with it. Right now, it's a chore. So that's like the energy you're getting. I know it is going to take, like, so much effort to, because you want a job. So, like, I get the pressure that's there. Um, there's an emphasis on, like, flipping the script. Is that the phrase? So instead of being like, oh, I'm gonna go look for jobs, be like, oh my gosh, I get to find my dream job today. Like flip it, change the energy around it so it's not such a chore. And then let's keep going. I'm just gonna raise my vibration up again real quick. Okay. So Lindsay is elevating her job hunt. They're showing me you in your comfort zone and taking a step out. And, like, I'm literally seeing you in, like, a zone with walls, and you, like, step out of it and trust your skill. Okay.
Mhm.
So I just keep thinking, like, interior design or something like that. Like, I don't know, have you ever, I know you're in that field, generally speaking, art and design, but I just have, like, imagery of, like, creating positive, like, high vibrational settings. So just take that. I don't know if that's anything you've explored, but I'm just really getting a lot of it might not look the job might not look I just feel like it might not look like exactly like what you're expecting, but if you get that, you said you're a sacral, I don't remember if we've said it on the thing yet, but you're a sacral responder. Trust the sacral yeses. So if you're reading through this, job post or whatever, and it's kind of funky, but you feel it in your gut that it's like, maybe just
Mhm.
apply and just see
Mhm.
how you feel. I am getting just this feeling that, like, curating like a art show, or the interior design. It's something about, like, setting up these really high vibrational spaces.
Hmm.
So just take that. Take that. I just feels really, to me, it just, the way they're showing it to me, it just feels like bigger than like creating on a computer screen. It feels more large scale, I guess. I don't know. Does that make sense?
Like experiential
Yeah, 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 yeah.
design or like trade show booths, that kind of thing.
Yeah, it feels like, I think you would have a lot of fulfillment getting out from behind, like, the computer screen. or like seeing, I know that like you're obviously very talented at the digital design stuff, but I just feel like maybe just see how it feels in your body to explore something a little different.
Mhm.
What does Lindsay need to know about finding this fulfillment? It seems also, don't be afraid to put yourself out there. Like if you happen to meet like a contact, like sell yourself. Like don't hold yourself back in that way. Okay, so let's see. Do you feel personally on this journey of career fulfillment, do you feel like you have any fears or like something is holding you back? Or is it just the general, what am I doing?
I guess it's kind of general, but yeah, I guess I kind of feel like
Do you ever feel like you have
I don't
imposter
know.
syndrome?
Imposter? Oh God, yeah, all the time.
Okay, they're making me feel like you need to address this imposter syndrome. So here's where I think we're going to get into the subconscious work. They're showing me that maybe, and let me know if this resonates with you, but I'm getting the feeling that in your last job, it's almost like, how do I want to word this? You were playing a part. Something with what you actually did and your title were out of alignment. I don't know if it's like you didn't believe you were what your title was, or just you weren't doing what your title was. There's something with this title of your job holding you back, or that's the energy I'm feeling. They're making me feel like you're they can't emphasize enough. You're qualified for everything you've ever done and everything that you'll ever do, but your brain doesn't believe it. There's something in there that like your brain doesn't believe it. So they were just making me feel like whatever your title was at your last job almost was like, oh my God, am I this person? Like, um, does that resonate?
Yeah, I guess a little bit. It's like, well, the position was senior art director.
Okay.
And I've I've been a senior AD at the previous company that I was at. And I
Mhm.
mean, I definitely do some of that like in my own business too. But at least when it came to there, I wasn't like allowed to actually be my title. Um,
Oh, okay, okay.
yeah, because it's like being a senior art director is kind of like presenting to clients, helping the other designers or art directors, and guiding the overall design and campaigns and everything like that. There,
Okay, I was
um,
definitely getting that there was a disconnect between what you were doing, what your title was, and what you like believe you can do. So that makes sense for the imposter syndrome. I totally get it now. Okay. And then you even describing your tasks, that felt very like on point for you need to be a higher up. Like you need like you that's what you need to be doing. When I was saying that it felt like very experiential, exactly what you said, how like you're kind of like the face of like the creating and the bridge between the client and the work and everything. Like that's definitely that was like a full body yes for me.
mhm,
It just feels like bigger than what you've previously done, I think is what's
yeah.
waiting for you.
Mhm. Yeah, and especially at this like previous job too, they mentioned all of the things that I was supposed to do in the job description, and it like never happened. I
Okay.
never was on a client call,
Oh,
um,
okay.
which
Yeah.
was
So
very,
that,
very strange. And I was very micromanaged. Um, they wouldn't let me do my job,
okay.
honestly. Yeah.
Okay. Let's see here. Okay, Lindsay, show me, is there a subconscious energy ready to be released with the potential of imposter syndrome? Okay, I'm seeing, were you ever frustrated with yourself? And I'm talking kid, like, like, I don't know how seriously you took your coloring and drawing when you were a kid, but I'm seeing young and maybe like 5, 6, young. And It's almost like you were really frustrated with yourself that your drawings weren't coming out as good as they were in your mind. Is that something that you can?
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah,
There's
absolutely.
there's something in there where you're like, I'm not expressing myself the way I want to be. And I see this drawing and it's very good for however old you were, but like in your head, you're like, this is not what I created. Like, this is
Hmm.
not what I intended to create. Like, it was like you were a kid, your skills and your brain weren't like,
Hmm.
they are now. So you can take that.
And sometimes I feel like it still happens.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. It's coming up as the subconscious like block that you have here is like it's almost like you got this belief that like what's in my head is not going to be as good as what comes out on paper. That's, can you take that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's the memory that's presenting to be wiped out. We're going to get rid of that. So that's holding you back energetically. That's a block in your creativity too. So let's see here. I'm going to ask you to just close your eyes. And what is like the youngest that you can remember that feeling that frustration, if you can remember anything like that?
Um, I would even think like, I don't know, kindergarten keeps on like popping
Okay,
up.
take that. Then take that. Take the first thing that pops in your head.
Mhm.
That's the age I'm seeing too.
Mhm.
I want you, oh my gosh. So like I have this image of you holding this like painting or drawing, coloring, whatever, and it's so cute, but you're like really frustrated with it. And it's great, but you are a perfectionist and it just wasn't
Yep.
coming out as perfect as you wanted.
Mhm.
So I just want you to imagine looking at this little girl's art as your adult self, as you are today. Look at this little girl's art and look at it and tell her how perfect and beautiful it is. Like, just give her what she needed to hear in that moment. And I'm imagining it in my mind's eye too. And I want you to imagine the scene now where she is so proud of this work she's done, where she sees her talent and her abilities, and give this young version of you everything she needed in that moment to feel empowered, creative, powerful, worthy, loved, talented. Give her all that she needs in this moment. And when you do that and you see her proud of her work, I want you to tell her that, like, girl, don't stress about this because I'm sorry, whatever your title is, art director. Tell her because it's true, you are. She doesn't need to worry about not being good enough because you have proof that you are talented enough to do this. Your work is good enough. And sit with the feelings of just how excited she is, how proud of you are, and just sit with knowing and being grateful that you have this tangible proof that your work is perfect. It's good enough. It's better than good enough. People love your work. They're drawn to your work. Your work raises the vibrations of other people. That's what you are put on this planet to do. And you can be fulfilled by your creations. So now I want you to, how I imagine it is draw a line. It's like a line of energy between your kindergarten self and where you are now, and just like pluck out like a string or, how can I word this better? Imagine it as an energetic cord between kindergarten you and you as an adult now. And this energetic cord contains the subconscious belief that your work was not good enough and that you're not able to take what's in your mind and put it on paper. Take that energetic cord and remove it from your timeline and replace it with a different energetic cord. Make it like a different color or have it stand out. Replace it with the knowing that your work is amazing and it's exactly as you envisioned and it's even better. And think that old energy that's gone, it kept you safe for a while, but you don't need that energy anymore. And so it's gone. And it's replaced with the knowing that your art is good enough. And take some deep breaths and like sit with any feelings that are coming up right now. And just take some deep breaths. Okay. How do you feel?
Kind of sad for my kindergarten self.
That's okay. Feel
Yeah.
it's okay to feel that and it's normal to feel that. And that comes up with releasing things too, is sometimes you feel these things that you're getting rid of. Let's take some deep breaths again. And that feeling of the art not being good enough, just invite it into your body and just sit with how it feels, how it looks. Does it go to a certain area of your body? Is it a certain color? Can you feel it? Is it an emotion? What are you feeling?
It feels like it's like just a weight
A weight.
behind, like in my chest, but behind like my heart, not in my
Okay.
heart.
Okay.
It just feels
Oh, wait. And it's,
dull,
yeah.
like, yeah, and I guess the colors, yeah, it just kind of looks dull and hard, but fuzzy.
Okay. That's fine. Don't judge it. Don't judge it.
Yeah.
Okay. We're gonna clear it away. This is where when I do like Reiki, I usually invite in, when I'm clearing energy, I personally call in Archangel Michael to help with this. So, because this energy presented to us today, everything that I call in, I set the intention that it is for your highest good. So, this is ready to be released. It wouldn't have shown up if it wasn't. So, if you're comfortable, we can call in Archangel Michael and we'll just clear yourself of that energy. So, are you good with that?
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely.
So, let's just take a couple deep breaths. And something I like to ask if you're comfortable, ask yourself, what is the possible positive benefit of holding on to this energy? Like just trying to understand why we've held on to it so long. And if you get an answer, great. And if you don't like fish for one, but just sometimes an answer pops up. So just ask yourself, what is the perceived benefit of holding on to this? And does anything come up?
Um, I guess like the first thing that pops up is like self-preservation.
Yeah.
If I don't get my hopes up, it won't
Oof.
like feel
Yeah, that is so
bad.
real. That
Yeah.
is so real. Okay. Well, your guides are telling me to dream big and dream bigger. They're making me feel like this little girl had the pressure of the world on her sometimes, meeting expectations of others and yourself. But I just feel like you had a lot of perfectionism, harshness. Yeah. So that anyway, they brought that up. It's all tied in that heaviness in the upper torso area, I'll say. Okay. So with that, let me just take a deep breath. Friends, I'm going to interrupt for just a second. Upon editing the episode that you're listening to right now, this healing and releasing with Archangel Michael just felt really personal. And I decided during editing to cut this part out, keep it private between Lindsay, me, and her spiritual team. And I'm going to cut back into the episode after the clearing has taken place. Did you see anything during that, or did you feel anything?
I guess, yeah, like when I had my eyes closed, it's like I didn't see like colors really
Uh-huh.
like this time like I had with you in the past, but it was like just a constant like lava lamp.
Okay.
Yeah, with like dark shapes, kind of like coming in and out, and it's like I want to, I guess like a yellow
Okay, cool.
and
I feel like that's like
yeah.
energy movement. And then just, are you okay? Do you need a minute?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
Now it was kind of funny like when after I said like I was sad about like my inner child or my
Mhm.
kindergarten self is like, yeah, I kind of started tearing up. So
Yeah,
yeah.
I feel like crying or is like spontaneous healing. Crying is such a good release. And try really hard. Like if that feeling comes up later today, just let yourself cry. Like just let it out. It is a healing, it is a release. It'll be like therapy. It'll feel good. So if it comes up later, or if we get off, when we get off, like, and you want to sit with it or revisit, feel free to revisit that little girl anytime that you need. We are reprogramming beliefs. So just remind yourself that you are enough. Your work is enough. Remind yourself how good it is. And anytime that it like pops in your head, just really comfort that 5-year-old that her art is amazing and just give her what she needed back then. And my new favorite thing is this technique of like showing your younger version the life you have now, because like how much did we like spend worrying about these things, and you have actual proof. You have proof in your life of how good your work is. Before we wrap up, I just have a couple more messages. They're just putting an emphasis on timing, and it's timing in that and being carefree. So there's two things. Timing, but the timing part of it is this happened to you at a time in your life where you can feel safe to be on this like search. You're not panics like you mentioned before we started, I believe that you're like in a spot where, you have the help of your husband's career, like you guys aren't freaking out about the mortgage or health insurance, like you guys are good. So they're emphasizing that this timing is in like a really safe, or these events are happening in a really safe time period for you. So this is absolutely meant for you to kind of shake you back on your path, so to speak. Because I just feel like you maybe would have stayed at that job, like just because of the security and the predictability, and just continued being unhappy. And you just have, more life to live than to work at a job you don't like. So it it's never, I can't imagine that it would ever be like a good time to have like the rug pulled out from under you, but they're wanting me to share that there's a reason for the timing of it. And also just like the rush of the holidays and stuff, like it's just happening at a time where you guys are financially safe. It was the holidays. It's the new year now. Like there's just a meaning to the timing. And then the other thing was a reminder to just have more fun, lighten up as much as you're able to. Turn this into a positive ritual of when you get to go daydream about your job. And even when you're job searching, like don't just go, I don't know where you look for jobs, but don't just go there. Like get inspired by what is presented to you, and even set the intention before you sit down at your laptop. Like, thank you for, showing me, or, bringing me to, what I need to see to be inspired to get me to this job that I'm envisioning for myself. And then just remember that with your human design, I believe we can double check it, but I believe you're a non-specific manifester. So loosen the grip on the details on how it has to look. And I think that things should flow a little easier.
Yeah, yeah. It's- I mean, I am a perfectionist. I've been trying to get rid of that.
Just, you're an artist, so I understand, but just
Yeah.
lessen the grip and cool it on the negative self-talk. Um, your subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between sarcasm and, you know, things just set out of frustration. Like your subconscious mind is that like caveman mind that just believes what it hears. So just be kind to yourself and just lighten it up a little bit. It's back to the imagery of you like running with the magic paintbrush with like the rainbows coming out of the brush.
When it comes back. Yeah. I want it to come back.
Yeah, let it in. Um, I'm gonna pull you a card just because I always do. Thank you for giving me the card that Lindsay needs today. Here we go. Oh my gosh, full body chills, Lindsay. My vibes speak louder than my words. Um, yeah, this is your card, okay? Your
Yeah.
vibes is your art, okay? Your
Mhm.
art speaks louder than your words, okay? This is your card.
Got it.
I love that. That's so perfect. I got full body chills when I pulled that card. Lindsay, I wish you the best. Keep me updated. I want to hear when you find this job, when it matches with you.
No, I will.
I'll give my whole spiel on surrender, surrender, and just know it's coming and all that. But I do think I know that a healing absolutely took place today, and we are replacing old beliefs, and this will allow what's meant for you to come through.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so
Thank you so much for coming on the show today. And that was such a
much.
vulnerable thing. Thank you for being willing to share this, and I wish you the best.
Thank you so much, Amber.
Thank you guys for listening today. If you like the episode, please rate, review, and share. And if you're interested in your own intuitive guidance session, check out my website. You can go to the old website, emeraldoakenergy.com, or the new one, everythingembodiment.com. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you on the next episode.